We're going to talk about converting fractions, decimals, and percents. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to identify equivalences between fractions, decimals, and percents, and be able to identify the relationship between fractions, decimals, and percents. Fractions, decimals, and percents are all different ways of representing part of a whole. We could say 50% of something, we could say half of something, or we could say 0.5 or 5/10 of something. These are all the same quantity. If you look at this circle, the fraction 1/4 is shown. That fraction describes part of a whole when the whole was cut into 4 equal parts. 1/4 means 1 out of the 4 equal parts. The red section would be 3/4 because 3 out of the 4 equal parts are shaded red. Because fractions, decimals, and percents are all parts of wholes, they can be converted from one form into another. We can write the same value in 3 different forms. For example, the fraction 1/2 can also be written as 0.5 or as 50%. Turn to page 5 of your workbook. We are going to fill in the 6 boxes on this page. In order to convert a fraction to a decimal, we divide the numerator by the denominator. That means we divide the bottom into the top. So for example, the fraction 3/4, we divide the numerator 3 by the denominator 4. We must add a decimal and a 0, and we start dividing. To convert a decimal to a fraction, we simply say the number with its place value, and then we write it down. For example, the decimal 8.8. We can write that as we say it. That is read 8/10 because the 8 is in the 10th spot. And then if we can, we reduce it. We can divide those both by 2. So 0.8 as a fraction is 8/10, simplified down to 4/5. To convert a percent to a fraction, percent literally means per 100. So all we do is put that percentage over 100. For example, 60%. That means 60 per 100. Those can be divided by 10, and then they can be divided by 2. Or you could have divided by 20 to get there in one step. To convert a fraction to a percentage, we're going to set up a proportion. If I have the fraction 1/4, percents are based on 100, so I'm going to set it equal to a fraction out of 100. We're going to find that missing number. 4 times 25 is 100, so 1 times 25 is 25. 25 out of 100, or 25%. Converting a decimal to a percentage, we are going to multiply by 100. 100 is the same as 10 squared, and every time we multiply by a multiple of 10, we move the decimal to the right. So if we multiply by 100, that's 10 times 10, we move the decimal 2 places to the right. For example, the decimal 0.67, I move the decimal 2 to the right, I get 67%. To convert